Get ready, cause it's about time for you to speak your mind. Super Secret Girls Club. Girls Club. Super Secret Girls Club.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning.
Real quick to the man behind the camera, Spencer, if you do hit the green button, it's not an air horn, but it'll just say Super Secret Girls Club.
Do it.
Super Secret Girls Club.
There you go.
Clearly needed.
I love
Super
Kara's voice.
Secret Girls Club.
Love it.
Love it.
Can we have a more aggressive one?
Super secret girl.
We can get the boy song go Super Secret Girls Club.
Because there are some situations that requires that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yes. Happy Friday, everyone.
Hey.
Welcome. We are here with our crew.
Yep.
I'm a crew.
Yes, you are a crew. Hey guys, this is your favorite host, Navi. I don't know if you guys, I don't know if I'm your favorite, but I'm here. I'm here with my other diverse Normie crew, and we
What
are
up?
here to discuss.
Are we introducing ourselves?
Are you discussing? Yeah, go for it.
What up? It's an honorary super secret girl for just a little bit.
Yes.
Your boy New Sense 88. Follow me on Instagram. Chris Johnson, your grandma's favorite lover boy.
This is why I don't let you.
Knock the dust off that thing.
You forgot to say you're Jin Chiriki's baby daddy.
Yes.
All right, thank you. It is the Normies queen, the Cali's finest, an Arab of traits. My name is Rana.
The old era of traits, as you know.
Hey guys, my name is Marketa, and I would love for you to come with some extra names for me. That would be very helpful.
Caddy, Caddy Cakes, Pishka.
Hold on.
No, you can follow
Caddy
me
Wop.
on Marketa_nomadic on
There you
Instagram. Thank you very
There
much.
you go.
The Normies Nomad, Ruchi Coochie.
Rochi Gucci.
I love it. Clearly, we have a lot of names. Thank you guys. I am so excited for today's topic. I'm so glad that you guys are joining me, especially with this diverse group. This is going to be exciting. I can't see the chat, so I don't know who's in the chat, but
I'm gonna name off some names.
I do just want to give a shout out to Marty Young 96, our first time viewer, and also Quip ZZ Savage, who is also our first time viewer, and he is about, or she is about to go to have a surgery. Good luck with
Wishing you
that.
luck. Wishing you luck on that, and hello to all our 67 people out there.
Shout outs to all of y'all.
Yes. Welcome.
Well, Navi, what's today's topic?
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
Navi, what did you bring us here to talk about?
So today we are gonna have an open roundtable discussion about our insecurities, especially, specifically body insecurities, because everybody have one. Everybody's insecure about something. It just depends on
Equality.
the magnitude.
We all have one of those.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just a matter of magnitude. Is it a micro, like it's just a fleeting feeling, or is it a macro level that it actually consumes your day-to-day actions? So we're just going to have an open discussion because we all grew up in a very diverse way. Mm-hmm. Two of us were born in two different continents, so we have a very different upbringing, and we didn't grow up with social media. So, and now when we talk about body insecurities, we blame social media. So I'm really just want to discuss really what it's anything that has impacted us with our body image, and how has it impacted your life, and what do you do about it now to really not let it take over your whole world.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that people who are watching us can relate at some aspect.
Fun fact about the social media part.
Yeah.
I think that it is made things worse and better at the same time. Mm-hmm. So while you can get really hyper focused on what you're lacking on social media, you could also, let's say, let me think of a weird body trait. Okay, let's say you have one lazy eye, right? And you're like, I don't like this lazy eye. I guarantee you there's a subreddit with like hot lazy eye people. And like you could go to that subreddit and be like, damn, okay, like some people really appreciate this one thing about me that I think is kind of weird. If you got that one, your middle toe's way longer than your big toe, there's a subreddit for that. And there's places where you can go on the internet to be like, oh, look, there are people who really like this one weird trait that I have. Sometimes they fetishize it to a point where it's a little too far, but other times it could give you a little bit of that good feeling of like, oh, okay, this is normal, and some people are into it.
There's like you said, there's good and bad to social media, and I really like see that a lot, but like for me especially, I'm probably you guys relate to that too, to you two especially as well. Growing up with social media in America versus social media in overseas is two completely things for me.
Very different.
Oh my God. Overseas was, honestly, for me, overseas, growing up with social media in high school, it was more about like showing off. It was like...
You had social media in high school? I thought you were old. You said you never had a MySpace. What social
fuck
media
no.
was it?
I had Facebook. Eventually, like I had social media around 10th or 11th grade, probably.
Oh, okay.
So I came in late with social media. I didn't want to be a part of it. I actually enjoyed being outdoors. I actually enjoyed reading.
Just like Wordle, we all enjoy reading and going outdoors too. You'd be like, you guys be out. I hear this.
Whatever.
Right?
Anyway, point is, overseas it was like honestly more about like showing off like what you had and what makeup look you had and going to the salon and malls and hookah and all this stuff was insane. And then I come to the States and social media was about like showing off like what you do with your friends and your hangouts and stuff.
So how is
But
it
that's the
different?
same,
How is
isn't
it
it?
different?
Well,
Yeah,
It feels the same.
No, I don't know. For me, it was like overseas. They like you overdo it. Like they try to show off like the cars and the money and like where they're at and stuff like that. The show offing like that.
Materialistic.
More
showing
materialistic
off.
over there.
The
and
Arab money.
Arab money.
Arab money.
I mean, that's brown money. So
Yeah, it's
brown
like, you know
people
how
showing
it
off
is,
their
like,
money.
Yeah. Versus in America, where people are like, "Hey, we're going to the creek on the Saturday and jumping off a tree." Like, it's completely different from
Alright,
here.
Hilarious.
It makes sense.
That's so funny. I came up with this topic like a few weeks ago. I think a few weeks ago, and the reason why. Right, social media has a good and bad parts of it. And recently I've been noticing there's a lot of good body positive posts. And I was just coming across every other post with body positivity, which is great. But it's to the point where like, oh, I didn't realize I have to be body positive about my body hair, which is funny because I posted a post about it the other day.
Yeah, I saw
but
that.
it just makes you think. Although it's a body positivity, but it still brings up a topic that you may not be thinking about it before.
Oh, yeah.
Be body positive about like I'll just pick one like about your nose. It's like, oh, I didn't realize. Like, what about my nose? Like now I have to look at my nose. And, like there was the other thing Rana said the other day, something about like her chin. It's like, oh, I need to do something with my chin. It's like, what do you need to do with your chin? Like, the
Okay,
chin
number
is
one,
fine.
I'm starting to get a double chin, and number two, I was telling you about this like the little sun mark I got on my chin, my cheek. Remember? I'm like, I need to go see a dermatologist to get like the sun mark off my face, and she's like, why? Your face is still perfect. It's just a little blemish that barely is noticeable and gives you character. Like that was so nice of you to say. It still stuck with me that you said it gives you character.
It does.
yeah,
You
so-
fucking whamming.
That's where it is.
I'm just like growing. I know.
And that's where it is. Like nobody cannot have insecurity. Like with a amount of content that's out there, you do feel insecure about something. And I know a lot of time we post something like, oh, everything is fine, everything is great, but in the end of the day, there are some things that we feel insecure about. And I just wanted to go around the table and see what is it. And I'm glad, Chris, that you're joining us. Like we have a guy in the group because it's not only females, it's also males who also feel insecure. I do have some kind of studies that we will go over later.
Can I mention something about the
Yeah.
body positivity movement?
Exactly.
Before we get all the way into it. One, I got introduced to the movement on Tumblr back forever ago, back when Tumblr used to have not safe for work stuff on it. I really kind of found it and was like, oh, this is interesting. And it really piqued my interest. And then when I started doing the booty quilt thing, because I'm taking pictures of people's naked bodies, I was like, oh man, people are all sorts of insecure about all sorts of things. Like, I think the first time I noticed it was when I was doing like a booty picture for somebody and they were wearing a thong. And I was like, yeah, do you want to take it off? And she was like, no, I don't like the way I look without it. I'm like, bro, it's barely a piece of cloth. Like, okay, whatever. All right, snap, throw it on the quilt later. And then like just recently I started taking pictures of people's genitals for pillows. And from the dudes to the ladies to everybody, all has something they're super insecure about. And you can see it. Like you can understand it, but then also when people see the project and they see the pillows that have been made, which is a butt on one side and genitals on the other side, I know it's weird, whatever, but people are like, oh my god, like this is so cool and this is so good and like I want one of these in my house, and like it's really helped me to feel like I had one of my friends, he was there and he had like an emotional reaction and like was like, he was like, man, he like sent me this long text message like, thanks for like really putting this shit on blast and yada yada yada. I was like, damn, okay. Wow. I mean, this all started from like a goofy fucking funny joke, but yeah, people are weird about their bodies and there's no real wrong way to have a body, and nudity, and it's just like for the most part everybody's fine. I mean, you know, shit, y'all exist as humans, you know the deal. Everybody's got something weird about them and that's just how it is.
Oh my god, nudity was so awkward for me growing up. Oh my god, even still into my old age. And I feel like I do things to help break the barriers. Like I put myself in uncomfortable situations just to like get that like mentality out of my head of the way I grew up. But bro, it's hard. Nudity was a big thing growing up too. And you see it more on social media now, people like expressing their bodies in different body forms, shapes, colors, and everything. And just so you know, it just makes you feel good. Like it's normal. Like it's nothing to be ashamed of.
So while we're talking about it, why was it uncomfortable? What is it? What part or what is it that you insecure about? And
For me?
yeah,
Well, growing up in an
that
Arab-
goes with everybody, and I
Yeah.
guess we'll get into that.
Well, for me especially, growing up in an Arab Muslim household, that stuff was like, you like your parents don't even like kiss in front of you, kind of thing, or you don't see people like in like especially in Jordan overseas, you don't see people holding hands or showing affection or anything. So on top of that, talking about nudity was like a big no-no kind of thing. It just made me feel awkward my whole life about nudity. Like even like cousins wouldn't change in front of each other, friends or whatever. Like you can see your friend naked in a locker room in high school in America. That wasn't a thing overseas, kind of thing.
What did y'all do in locker rooms?
Everybody just changed on their own, like.
You had locker rooms though, right?
We had just like our school. I went to a private school overseas, so our school's like really big, and we had like big like bathrooms and like stalls and everything.
Oh shit, okay.
So like yeah, nudity was like really not a thing for me until I moved back to the States when I was like 18, 19, and I just like saw people wearing crop tops and shorts. It took me like 5 years to start wearing crop tops after I moved back to America because I was so insecure and ashamed of showing my like midriff belly button, just my belly button. Like, but now I'm like, here I am on the internet. Like, we're doing a skit by the pool. All right, bikini time. Woo! Like, I'm like trying to put myself in uncomfortable situations, take myself out. And I'm like, it's okay. You're not gonna burn in hell. You're not the only person naked or like showing nudity, and it's okay. Showing this kind of stuff, it's okay. It's empowering.
Yeah. What about you, Chris or Kitty? What are you guys insecure? May have been in the past
Fucking
or now.
fat.
Are you
Yeah, I don't know.
insecure about it?
No, not
Or-
really. I've been fat for so long. I'm not even so I didn't think I was fat for a long time, but then I had back when I used to live over in Brookside, shout out Brookside Gang BBC. We was out there.
This guy.
It was like Brookside Bike Click. It was our very stupid name for our
God.
we had a bike gang. Yeah.
Keep going.
Anyway, so back when I lived over there, I had a bunch of roommates, and they were both two skinny assholes, and they were like, "Yeah, man, you're fucking fat." I was like, "Bro, y'all are raw," and I was like, "I'll whoop anybody's ass out here in a race," which is when I started racing people, and I whooped both their asses because I'm fucking fast.
He beat Surge.
But no, so then I was like, yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm mildly overweight, but what the fuck am I gonna do about it? I eat well, I do well. I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, what am I gonna do? I'm fucking fat. And then when I was like in junior high, I was like pretty convinced I was ugly. I was like, everybody. I was like, I think I might be ugly. Oh no, how do I fix
That's
this?
so sad.
It was junior high, and I mean, after that, you're like, you get to like halfway through junior high, and I was like, okay, I actually don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, just after a while, I was like, just a lot more other stuff happening
I
that
got so
I
much.
could deal with.
9/11, I think it was.
Yeah.
It had 9/11 in junior high school, and I was like, there's other things to be worried about.
I don't know. I wish our older selves can go back to our high school selves and be like, wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's so many things I would say.
I would tell my high school self, hey, break up with her now while you have the chance, all right? And that's it. Also, don't go to IU still, no matter what.
Yeah.
Just wait, just have fun, you'll find somebody.
Would have failed out of IU so hard, I'd have died at IU probably. I'm glad I didn't go.
That's so funny.
No self-control.
I can go. One thing, if Kadi, you wanna take it. Oh,
It doesn't matter. You want to go first?
sure. So there's a lot of things that I actually am insecure about. Like, and then one of those things, like in my head, I know it's fine, but it's always a fleeting feeling that come in. Being like nudity, and one of the things like I always. Obviously, growing in a brown culture, nobody's really nude around you. Like, I remember growing up, my sister was like, "Oh, don't look!" Like, she would change. Like, you have the same. Yeah, I was like, "Do you have tattoos that I don't know about? Like, what is it? Don't say it. If you tell me, then I will look, or just go to another room." But
Right? Don't tell me you just right there.
exactly.
What do you mean?
But things are like insecure about like body hair. I like have hair everywhere. I know everybody was like, "Oh, we love your like hair." Like what? It's like. Yes, but that means it comes with everywhere. I have hair on my knuckle. I used to have like unibrow. I sent like a picture to Ketty. I was like, if you wanna pull it up, like as growing up, like I had a unibrow. So in India, nobody really cared because everybody have hair, and that was not a thing that ever in my head. It's like, oh, I have to shave something, or whatever. But when I came to America. You go to PE class and
You gotta be a SEAL.
Exactly, you gotta be SEAL. You have to like shave your arms, like I had to like, spend so much time. I shaved my arms, shave my
You
legs.
had to shave your arms for PE class?
No, but
No,
she's
I
saying,
didn't have to, but everybody around me didn't have hair.
Okay, so you felt like you had to.
Yeah.
Exactly, because like when I came, there was another brown family that we were friends with, and they essentially like age as me. So it's like, okay, yeah, we can have a PE class. We probably will have to shave your arms. It's like, so that was the things like they mentioned it. I never thought of it. And I haven't shaved my arms for a while, but like you can see like I have like insane amount of hair.
I'm trying to catch up with you.
Mine's like
Yeah, like you have blonde hair, but mine's like dark hair, so it shows. My legs, like I don't have. I mean, I lasered my legs just because that was convenience for me. But that's when it's like, okay, wait, I have hair everywhere. Like I have hair, like armpits, like I have knuckles. Like I will shave my knuckles. It was like, why am I doing that? Nobody's looking at my like. But maybe
Also,
they
at what
are.
point,
I don't know.
Who gives a fuck so much?
Oh my
And
God,
now
I
at the
do.
point where like I don't care. I remember in high school, this kid asked me, like I still had a unibrow. Like I wasn't threading I didn't even know how to thread my eyebrows. Nobody told me that was a thing. And then he asked like, is that like your part of your culture that you have to like have hair? I was like, yes, it's part of my
Kinda.
culture.
Yeah, right.
And then a week later, it was like, okay, I guess I need to do something with my eyebrows. Clearly, somebody's being
Jesus.
common
Dude,
about
I can
it.
relate to you so hard.
I mean, Frida Kahlo did it, and she was a boss. So
Yeah, but it's different. If I was still in India, I guess I would have gotten away with it. And then, but when you move here and you see everybody with the straight hair, like I didn't even know my hair was curly. Literally did not know until 3 years ago when I was in Nevada and I didn't do it. It was like, oh, my hair's
It
curly.
turns out.
So until then, you will see all my posts with straight hair. I like straighten every time, like shaved and whatever. And then slowly it's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Now I'm like, it's too much time. I don't have time for this. And
Your
then
hair is beautiful.
I used
thank
to
you.
iron my hair.
oh my
but
god.
I do
With the
appreciate
iron.
hearing,
flat iron, bro.
exactly. I do appreciate hearing that, and like I do appreciate seeing posts nowadays when people like, oh, like they had their armpit hair. Like I don't shave my armpits anymore either. Like I will wax them, but then I'll just let it go. But it's like it's appreciate to see other people doing
Yeah.
it too. It's like it's whatever, I guess.
You know, Bree recently empowered me with like armpit hair because
Yeah.
I used to be so ashamed of body hair, especially overseas and growing up. Like, remember we tried to do a skit one time and I was like, no, I can't. I have armpit hair. And
Yeah.
I was like, please, like, let somebody else do it. I don't want to do it. And you're like, what's the big deal? It's just armpit hair. I'm like, no, I didn't shave. But like, I was just so awkward about body hair too. At one point in high school, I actually grabbed a shaver and like shaved like some hair off my belly button, like around here.
Oh, God.
And like, it grew,
Real bad razor
You know,
bumps.
it's
it
gonna
grows
grow back worse.
I know.
Yeah.
Luckily, it didn't grow back that bad, but you can see it's like a little like fuzzy. But like that's how insecure I was.
Dude, yeah, same.
Two things to add on before we jump to Ketty is one, I have a cousin with a unibrow. I will not mention his name because I don't want any of that smoke. But he's an asshole about it. He's just like, yup, this fucking beautiful motherfucker. And I'm like, all right, that's a good way to go about it. And two is, I guess I wanted to mention this for all the guys out there, is that you're talking about nudity. Sometimes you got good dick days, sometimes you got bad dick days. Just,
you know.
You know, just depends on when somebody catches up to you. Because you could be like, oh yeah, like, we're looking great today. Check this out, you know. And I'm talking like soft dick days, right?
Soft dick
and then other times they're like, damn, like that's it. It's
That's
gone.
really-
It's too cold out here. Dick's gone, doesn't exist. Like,
I don't know how
if
we
somebody
got on
catches you naked on that. Because that's an insecurity thing. If you're like, if somebody sees you,
You only get to
there's a
show
whole
that off in certain situations.
there's a whole Seinfeld
Chris.
episode about this.
Yes, it is.
It is. It's a serious. I
Coming
mean,
out of pool. Like,
yeah.
you know.
She sees George Day. She's
Okay.
like, she literally leaves that night. She's like, I don't know, George. But I mean, that's it. Like, but now people know. But yeah, there's some times where it's like, what if you're in there's sometimes, man, you know, you gotta be.
We got
gotta be
some
ready.
smoke here from Blind Wave in the chat.
Yeah.
They're saying y'all are amazing, shouldn't be insecure about anything unless it's Chris and his smash skills.
Sick burn! Sick burn! Blind Wave, I miss you guys.
Take Rana. I've been
my offer
practicing.
still stands.
And I heard what you said last night, Eric.
is
Don't
so
worry, I'm getting
funny.
better at
Offer
Smash.
still stands.
Oh my god.
I miss you guys. I
smoke's
love you.
coming.
I love you. I miss you.
Hilarious. I really want to hear Ketty.
Also, I guess
Yes.
we're all short too, so Blind Wave proved that to us when we stood next to him.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
All right.
I love it. Thank you.
First of all, I want to apologize for like not even considering your guys' feelings about nudity
No.
ever because every time we like go on trips or something, I'm just like, I'm gonna
fine.
change right in front of you.
Me, I'm like I just end up staring. I'm like,
So I mean,
Fucking hippie.
so my culture like it's just like, I mean, first of all, we were just like, if we're changing to like a PE class, we just have like a girls' room.
Mm-hmm.
We all change together. You know what I mean? Like, I've always been around nudity. It's normal.
you're European, bro.
And yeah, so like you're saying that like coming to America was more liberating for you. It was more unliberating. Like, what's the opposite of
Oppressive?
Oppressive. Because, yeah, like, I feel like there's much more judgment in America in general. But I do want to say that as a teenager, I was very insecure about my nose. I thought it was too big, and I was actually looking into getting a nose job done.
What? Is it
Your
the
nose
same
is not
size
big.
that is now? It's a...
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I just thought it. I think it's a regular size fine nose. you know.
God.
But at the time, I thought that my nose is humongous and hideous, and I need to do something about it immediately.
Interesting.
Also, I knew that was it Phoebe from Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actress, she had a nose job done, and I was reading an interview with her where she said that like basically that surgery opened so many doors for her that were closed to her before, and I was like, shit. Like that really stuck in my brain for a really long time, and I was looking into like how much like plastic surgery costs and things like that, and I was 14.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I had terrible teeth situation going on as
Same.
well. So that was my other insecurity. So just like my face in general, I was not very proud of.
You're so pretty.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know, like now I don't really give a shit because I feel like there are other important things that I need to worry about. And it seems so ridiculous that I cared so much about my nose or my teeth or like just anything in general. Also, I feel like now I'm very like body positive now, with also like Chris and I having an OnlyFans, like sharing so much of myself with
Yeah, you
the
gotta be at that
world.
point.
It was like a huge step to take for me, but at the same time, I feel a little bit sometimes like this creeping feeling comes to me that I feel like a fraud because I used to be so insecure about my body and I thought I was so fat even though I was fucking skinny.
Oh my God.
But also like now my body type is like the preferred body type, like by society
Bad
standards.
news
You know
for
what I
you.
mean? But
been that way.
Before then, in my country, it was not. And I just felt like I'm fat, and like, I don't know. Like sometimes I just feel like I only feel good about my body because it's trendy. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what's gonna happen to me when it's not trendy anymore? When people want skinny people again, I cannot be skinny. What am I gonna do?
The body trends changed so much over the years. You go from like having big boobs to no ass and wanting to have a big, like look at Kim Kardashian for example.
Yo, all right. As the black person on the table, let me tell you, we've been into fat asses for decades,
Well, no,
son.
like, I'm gonna use Kim Kardashian.
Millennia.
How many black people are in check, Chris?
But
Trenoslav.
wait, like Kim Kardashian, she started out with like that big booty, right? And everybody started getting big surgery like her and everything. Over the years, as body images changed and everything, she noticed that like the body images have been like slimming down now. She slimmed down her butt too now. It's way smaller than what she started out with.
Has she?
Yes, and
Oh,
people
wow.
who had surgery just like her are like, well, shit, my ass is huge and now hers is small again. What the fuck do I do? She has that like ability and money to go change her body like she wants to. These people who are following her body image, they're like, they have to save up that money again and do it again. Like she went from this to this now again.
It's funny
Shit's
that
wild.
Kitty, that you brought that up. Like, and that's the one thing I do want to talk about is like because we all grew up so differently, the things change. Like I remember when it was in India. Like now, if I go back, everybody like judges me that how skinny I am. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, nobody's feeding you? Are you like, is parents not feeding
Hungry
you? Like,
girl.
are you dying? Like, it's not look good. Like, if I go there, there's like, oh, so you just dying essentially. You like sick. So it's like body size differentiate depends on where you are. And like, when I was growing up, it was funny because I guess at that point, big butts weren't a big thing, or at least in India it wasn't. And I was told that if I wore heels, my butt will get bigger, so I shouldn't wear heels when I was growing up. That was a whole thing. Or so I was like very insecure, like shit, I shouldn't wear heels. My butt will get bigger.
In another universe, there's a Navi who only wore heels,
I
and
know.
she's dragging that wagon.
And now I'm thinking, and now I'm thinking I should have worn heels, man. Like my butt would have been bigger.
No, dude,
Okay,
like,
sorry, go ahead.
no, I just want to say, like, you know how, like, people say, oh, you're, like, how people, unfortunately, like, judge fat people or bigger people or plus people, like, oh, you're so fat, you should be losing weight, why are you, blah, 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 like, they shame them. Same thing for, like, skinny people, too, like, but different words. Like, growing up, everybody was like, oh, why are you so skinny? Oh, you're so thin. Oh, you need to go eat. Oh, you don't look good. You look sick, kind of thing. So, like, it goes for both people, but different words in different ways just hurt differently, kind of thing.
Yeah, can we talk about the toxic small talk that all
Yes.
families have when they see someone for the first time in a long time and have to comment on their appearance.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta
Can
get
we
that shit
please
talk.
stop it?
Yeah. Like
Your
this-
mom and dad go hard on me, and I barely know them.
I know, and like, but this is just so annoying to me, and I hate it. And like, it's like every time I like show up, because now that I see my family like every 2 years maybe, and so like every time I come, like the first thing I hear is hello, and the second thing I hear is something about my body or how I look.
Can I quote your dad last time?
Yeah.
He was like, if you get any bigger, I'm going to have to rebuild the door.
Oh my god.
He also asked Chris why he's wearing the backpack on his front.
He was like, you know your backpack goes on your back, right? And I was like, what is he? And I was like, bro, you're fat. And he was like, when I was your age, I didn't look like that, though.
Savage.
But it's everywhere. It's not just like even my like relatives when I go to India, they were just like, oh, like essentially the first thing is like, hey, it's like, oh, they're getting more skinnier or something like that. It's like, and there were times when I would wear baggy clothes. Because of that, like I will dress like a guy and I will wear baggy clothes because I didn't want anybody, and I related so
Billie
much
Eilish
with Billie
method.
Eilish, like so much I related with her because like I don't want anybody to be commenting on my body. Ask me, say hello, and then ask me how I'm doing or what I've been up to in my life. Don't be like, hey, oh my god, you're gonna die tomorrow. You look so skinny. It's like
So-
that's not how it goes.
I really think that a lot of this body image stuff too comes back to popular culture and Hollywood. Recently in black culture, I'd say maybe like in the last 10 years, maybe a little bit before that, we've been going like natural, letting our hair be the way that it naturally is instead of having to straighten it or do any of this extra shit. And even still now, if you go to a job interview with braids, that's looked at as unprofessional. If you go to a job interview with dreads, that's looked at as unprofessional. Any of the natural hairstyles that we fucking rock, and like all of that shit stems from like, oh, like what is considered professional, like to the West, and like what do you need to look like to be a part of this world? And people have gone well out of their ways. There's been black folks in the past who've like bleached your skin and shit like that, and it's like you don't need to do any of that. Like the blacker the better. Like be your own individual self. But it takes a while to get to that because it's not just an internal thing, but it's like a community and worldwide thing. Like there's people in Asia that try to look more white. They can get surgeries to look more white because that's considered what beautiful is, and like that shouldn't be the fucking case or the standard anywhere. And that's why I really think like the whole body positivity thing like came out of like you can be bigger or smaller or hairier and this or that, but I really think it's much more about like look the way that you are naturally and be okay with that. Even back when one of my roommates was like, nah, bro, I shave like all the time. He's like, he's talking about like his junk. He's like, you gotta shave your junk or it's dirty. And I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, the hair is dirty. I was like, so you think that your body grows dirt on a weekly basis? And he's like, yeah, man, it like all this and that. I'm like, that's what it's supposed to do. It's your body's doing what it's supposed to do. You're not like, you don't see people getting surgery to get all their hair removed because it's bad. Like, why are you even remotely thinking that? He was also
That's
weirdo.
funny.
He only had sex with people with his boxers on.
What? Okay,
What?
you're talking too much.
He's a fucking weirdo, bro.
You're talking so much about your friend.
Go through the flap.
Yeah, he went through the flap. I was like, bro, you got a lot of shit to work
So he
through.
has a whole body image issue
Well,
going on there.
It's interesting that guys can also feel that way, but I'm kind of like happy you brought up like the skin thing as well because like again, this was not a thing in America, but overseas in Jordan, everywhere I went, like there was an ad or commercial or a poster or something for Fair and Lovely. I don't know if you guys know what Fair and Lovely is.
Yeah.
Yes. Fair
Oh
and
my
lovely.
god!
What the
I
fuck
actually
is that?
ended up using it for a month
cream.
before I like came to my senses. But Fair and Lovely is this like cream that they like advertise to women overseas. Because like overseas, the whiter you are, the more like desirable you are, kind of thing. Like the more westernized you look, the more desirable you are to like men. So like there's a cream that would like it's called Fair and Lovely, and you would put it, and it would make your face like over time like it had like chemicals in it, bleach or something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it would like make your skin whiter over time. I saw like some my cousins use like my mom's cousins, because I'm the oldest. They would use it and like eventually they look like scary.
Yeah, that shit sounds.
You know,
Yeah.
it's funny that we would use like tanning creams while you are using bleach creams.
I
That's
know.
the
Yeah.
funniest
That's
part
what
because
I'm
like
saying.
in India, like everywhere, they all want to be Western, right? And
Yeah.
so when we have Fair and Lovely too, and like you put it on, you instantly white.
Yeah.
And it was so funny when we came to America and everybody wanted to be tan. It's like, so wait a minute.
It's a lie?
Like
Yeah.
so we all been trying to get more white and you guys trying to
Get
be
darker.
white. Like my friend's mom, like every time I went home, she was like, oh, I want to get to the skin. I was like, what do you mean? Like this is so crazy.
What about that Japanese dude in Czech who was running
Oh
for
yeah,
office?
Tomio Okamura is a politician in Czech Republic who ran for office, and
But he's
he
like a
literally
nationalist.
whitened his Like he kind of erased all of his like Japanese features from
Oh,
his
wow.
face in the poster.
Yeah.
And like whitened his skin tone severely. Like I think that he even changed his like color of his eyes.
And he's also running on a nationalist platform.
And he's running on a nationalist anti-immigration platform. But
Shit was
also,
wild.
his name literally is Tomio Okamura. Everybody knows you're not What are you doing?
Change your name, baby.
Anyway, I
So
did.
body image affects everybody.
Yes, I did want to bring an Asian perspective from the chat. We have some
Hey.
contributions here from Chelsea. She also had a lot to say about the skin whitening. She says, skin whitening is huge in Korea. I go to the Korean mart here and there's whitening cream and double eyelid tape in the front, which is wild. She also says she considered getting double eyelid surgery when she was younger, but got over it and now embraces her monolid.
Good.
Nice.
I'm so proud of you for that. Embrace who you are. You're beautiful the way you are.
Yeah.
I really like people that look like the people that they are. Like I didn't realize how Eastern European Marketa looked until we went to Eastern Europe, and I was like, "Oh, you guys look away. Who knew?" And like that's cool.
And like also
You can
like,
see different white people now?
I can see different white people now. I can only see East and West. There's some in between that I'm not quite familiar with all the way yet. But I mean, I can notice African people too, like amongst black
I
folks.
noticed Arabs immediately. It's crazy how I can spot them out. But
Also,
like,
now in Europe, I can notice black folks over African folks and British folks. And by black, I mean like from the U.S.
Oh,
It's a
wow.
whole different style.
you know
I
what's
pick
so
up on
funny
it.
about like, stuff like double-sided tape or like, contacts and all that stuff. Like there's a way, like it's okay to wear contacts and wear extensions if you want, like do all that stuff. It's cool. But like if you're trying to go out there and meet somebody and like this person falls for you looking like this, but then you take off all this stuff and you look like a completely different person, it's like that's gonna end up not like I don't know. Like you just have to like embrace who you are. You're beautiful as you are, and somebody's gonna love you for who you are.
You gonna go on a date with no makeup on?
I've done that before. Yes.
First date, no makeup?
Literally, I met the person I'm seeing right now in the pool with no makeup, and he asked me out.
Okay.
That's true.
We were in the
True.
pool.
I was
He wasn't looking at your face.
fucking
So true. But I'm pretty sure he didn't even remember the face.
I
It's
love
like,
that.
The second it was bike party.
So
Second time I saw it
funny.
was bike party. I still didn't have makeup on.
I also remember
So
how
fuck
drunk
you
y'all
guys.
were. I know, you're right.
Yeah,
You're running
nah.
around the hallways drunk,
That's
making
so
noise.
funny.
Okay.
All right.
I want to read one more thing in the chat from Video Games Are Magic, who says, "We live in a dysfunctional world full of stigmas. It is expected by so many people that god damn it, hold on, let me copy it because people are wild in the chat right now. After what you guys did.
I love it.
So many people that are trying to be true to themselves, like me, struggle. It's tough, but we gotta do it.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
definitely agree with that.
You don't know who like you can be setting an example for, inspiring a person sometime wherever you are. Like it's crazy.
I don't know if this is too much about image, but I can relate to this in terms of my accent because I tried so hard to like cover it up as much as possible, and then I don't know. Over time, I got over it, and I was like, it's fine to have an accent. You know what I mean? And I think representation definitely helps.
Yes.
When you see examples of like somebody that you can relate to in terms of appearance, race, accent, hair, I don't know, anything, you know what I mean? Like when you see that being normalized, it helps so much for you to feel good in your own skin.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say something else and I forgot.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember our the Pride party where I got really shit faced.
So true.
Yeah.
And
I love
Navi
it.
and Navi like got to hear like my unfiltered accent
I
for the
was
first
so
time. She was
happy.
like, "Oh my god, this is great! Do it more!"
So good. She just comes out of nowhere and it's like, where's tequila? And like most
No, I was like, "Where's
so-
the vodka?"
It's like most like accent, and I'm just like there standing mesmerized. I was like, oh my god, and I'm like walking around. I was like, oh my god, Marketa's drunk. Oh my god, accent's out.
It's so
we gotta
rare
listen
Marketa
to
gets
this.
drunk too. It's like once in a blue moon, and it's
Yep.
so fun.
It's so funny. I'm
Usually like
like
4 or
pulling
5
people
blue
around.
moons.
It's like, listen, come listen to Kenny. Come listen to Kenny. It's so funny. So I wanted to get into another question. So I know one thing unique about all four of us, like we are part of a reaction channel. So essentially some things that we might quietly feel insecure about and never like really say out loud, there are people who may comment on it, and you may see those comments. I don't know how often you guys go in a comment section, but
Pretty
sometimes,
often.
we go in a comment section. So sometimes we'll see something, somebody will say something about
means
a body or whatever. How have you read any of them, and how has that impacted you, if that at all? And like, have you done anything differently?
Let me go
because of
first because I know you guys are gonna have a bunch to talk about.
Go for it.
I will fucking murder you.
that? Don't. I don't want to be accessory to this.
Oh, you're gonna help? Yay.
All right. So no, I'm bald. I'm going bald, and because I'm on camera all the time, I have to keep in mind that I need to like cut my hair more often. And when I look, and I like, you look at that. It's not a good look.
Nobody can even see that on camera.
Yeah, but I move around a bunch on camera, and so
Well,
it
you
ends
do
up.
this?
Yeah, I'm a very animated person. You
does
get to
this.
see it a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like just that, like people being like, "Damn, you should probably just keep your hair all the way cut." No shit, motherfucker. Just I'm not gonna wake up every day and shave my head. Actually, I've been thinking about shaving my head every day, but I get a proper shaver. The homie JJ, he's told me about some stuff I should look into, and I'm thinking about literally getting into that, so that way I can just stay bald all
Would
the
you
time.
want to do would you do a hair transplant?
Hell no. Fuck no. I am very much okay with being bald. I just don't like the way it looks in transition. I like my head when I'm all the way bald, and I like it when it's just got a little bit of fuzz. But then the more it grows, the deeper the old eye gets. It's like a hurricane.
You have a third eye.
Damn.
You should be proud.
This is my fourth eye, but yeah.
Okay.
So have people commented about your hair?
Yeah, just a few.
Interesting.
That's about it. I mean, I try to dress nice, but that's more of an outward thing than an on top of me thing. That's all.
Which also, can we talk about how that is such a better compliment to do when you try to like be nice to
Yes.
somebody? Compliment them on their choices, not on what they were born with. Like it's like you're I don't
not
know,
being
like
bald.
you have a nice smile. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't do shit to earn it.
I like that. Like, yeah, comments like, oh, you look like, I love your outfit. I love your style.
Yes,
It's like, yes,
yes.
We
I
like
put
those
a lot
comments.
of time into this. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So I guess for me, this actually was an insecurity for me growing up too. It was like sometimes I'll get comments. Like usually, okay, for me, luckily my comments are not that bad. You guys are very nice to me. I appreciate you guys all out there. But I'll get like one or two comments like commenting on my teeth, and that was like something I grew up with, like very insecure about, because like people are like, oh, Bugs Bunny, like I have rabbit teeth.
Oh
or
my
so-
God.
whatever. And then like I got braces in high school, and I didn't wear my retainer, so then like my bottom teeth got crooked again. So I'm getting Invisalign soon because I had to get my wisdom teeth out a couple months ago, which that's also fucked up my teeth too again. So like I've always had to struggle with my teeth. So like sometimes I'll get like teeth comments, but like now I feel so much better about my like teeth online too, because like I got like my wisdom teeth out, I got them whitened. Like that kind of like did affect me a little bit. But another thing though, like when we started out the channel like 7 years ago, I remember there was never a time I would not come on a Sunday dressed to the teeth with my makeup and my hair. I don't know if you would remember. I'd come dressed up in a dress. My hair would be done full makeup. I'd be like on it. But then over the years, like I kind of let go of having to be like that put together. But I still like try my best. Like I still put on a little makeup, or sometimes I'll come on without any makeup now on camera because. Again, I've gotten compliments like, "Oh wow, Rana looks good natural." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." It gave me some confidence from like random online people saying that. So like, I've just learned to be more confident on camera with who I am and how I want to dress. And if there's days I don't have makeup on, that's okay. If there's days my hair is bushy, that's okay. It just adds to my character, and you know, I'm still pretty.
Are you guys worried that we're giving an army of trolls the exact self-destruct codes they need to make us feel terrible?
No, I feel like we're
Like
giving.
someone's
no.
watching right now, just taking notes.
No,
being like,
I hope we're giving people confidence.
ruin these
No, I'm hoping
motherfuckers.
we're empowering people right now, giving them confidence. Like, hey, like you know, People magazine, celebrities and people are just like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all the same.
Have you done it? I mean, beside that, you see those comments, but you feel more.
Yeah, I
like,
mean, I got
you're
my-
trying to be more natural.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
it's
doing more
fine.
natural.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I stopped straightening my hair. Like, my hair's in a bun right now. Like, I would never wear my hair in a bun like last
what
year.
a piece of shit.
I
Get your
know.
hair in a bun.
Oh, look
How
at me.
dare you?
I always have to wear earrings though, cause like I don't know. Without earrings, I feel naked because I have so many. Like, so I don't have tattoos or other piercings, but I feel naked without my earrings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Kitty.
Yeah. I get a lot of negative comments because I don't know why. I don't want to think about it.
You get some positive comments too. They're usually gross, but
I
they're
get-
positive.
Oh
I
yeah,
get
they're
some
like a
good-
thickness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Rana wanted me to laugh
It's,
for some reason.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Goes both ways.
Yeah, it's just I guess the things that get me the most about comments aren't really about my appearance, because I'm just so over that like I've spent so much time of my life worrying about my looks that I'm like fully over it, and I'm not wasting time and thoughts about that. But what really gets under my skin is whenever people like try to like psychoanalyze me because of one thing that I said. You know what I mean? And like try to kind of derive my entire personality out of one thing that I said that may or may not have been the right thing to say. You know what I mean? And like the thing about reactions is that you are watching something and then you share your immediate thoughts in the discussion. And like now I rewatch some shows again and I'm like, oh, okay. So like I can understand why some of my immediate thoughts were not the right things to say. But like that's part of genuine reaction, that like you're wrong sometimes, you know what I mean? But I feel like whenever I'm wrong, and like I'm not the only person that's wrong on the couch, but I feel like whenever I'm wrong, that needs to be pointed out by at least 100 people in the chat. And it's like, hey, come on guys, so there's 5 comments already pointing this out to me and I've seen it. I've literally answered.
You got dog pile sometimes.
Why are there more now? Why is there like 500 now about the same thing? I know.
And it's funny.
Move on.
It's funny because they will point that and then they will take that and then they'll go into like the body of somebody. It's like, how does that relate?
Oh my god. Okay.
Like,
I just remembered something. So there was at some point I noticed my pictures were circulating in the slimy bottoms of the internet.
Oh god.
And
the pictures from
people were literally commenting on whether or not my body fat is properly placed on my body.
what?
Like in details.
But these were the pictures from like
They were
OnlyFans,
not. They
though,
were
right?
literally
Or were they
pictures.
just regular?
There was a picture from my Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was just a regular photo, and then they literally like in the same chat somebody like sent a picture of another girl. It was like, oh, I think this girl is like same same weight as Marketa, but like her body fat is like better like here and there. And I was like,
I didn't even think it was a thing.
I literally was reading it. I was like, what?
Like, am I supposed to move that? Like, what?
Like literally they were talking about the positioning of my body fat, and I was just like, I don't know.
Sounds like the kind of shit
Am
high
I-
school boys talk about.
I was so confused and taken aback that I wasn't even offended. I wasn't sad. It didn't affect me in a negative way.
Yeah.
But I felt bad for them. I was like, are you really seriously wasting your time on this right now and trying to analyze that if my body fat was somewhere else that you would like me more? I don't really give a shit if you like me or not.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of dudes who become incels.
I didn't even think people like thought like that. Like
That's
everybody's
It was
different shapes and
insane.
sizes and
Yeah.
pretty. That's what I.
It's yeah.
Like I was like, dude, but like the worst thing was if a 15 or 18-year-old me read this, that would literally
yeah.
wrk my life.
Yeah.
for sure.
And I know these people that were talking about it were also in that age group probably, and I'm just like, why would you do that to anybody? You know what I mean?
They're idiots.
Yeah.
They don't fucking know.
They probably never get laid.
And I think that's
Oh no.
and that's one thing. Like it's like insecurity. You build you get them at such a young age,
Yes.
and it affects you differently depending on what age you are. Like we are still insecure about some things, but at this point we can tell ourselves it's fine.
Yeah.
Like it
Like-
really is not that big of a deal
Yeah.
because there's other shit happening.
Do
There's
you
a
know-
war happening
like,
that
you know
we
what I
need to deal
mean?
with.
Like, honestly, I would feed off compliments growing up so much.
Yes.
Like, from my parents, from random people, from my teacher, like, oh, you're so pretty and everything, or give me all these kind of compliments. I would, like, carry that throughout my life. And then, like, the older I got, I wouldn't get as many compliments. Other people start getting compliments. And that would, like, bother me kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then I realized, like, be self-confident and you're so pretty kind of thing. Like, it's just crazy, like, growing up with
like
that
you
stuff.
have to give yourself compliment.
Yeah.
You have to like really
I
self-care.
Yes,
think
self-care.
we can take some wisdom from the older folks around us. I don't know a lot about older women. I do know a lot about older women because I was raised by a bunch, and they still have some insecurities. But let me tell you who has the least amount of insecurities on the fucking planet. Old men in locker rooms. Those guys are sagging butt naked all the time, and they'll have a full-on conversation with you. For them, they're old dudes. They've moved beyond body positivity to like a fucking
Acceptance.
upper echelon that's impossible for young people to
They
grab.
just merge.
Where they're just like, yeah, like my nuts are down by my knees, and we're gonna have a full-on conversation while I stand here and drip dry.
Love it.
And
Oh
it's
my
just like,
God.
okay, old dude.
Love it.
Like old dudes in locker rooms will absolutely tell you their life story while just like pendulum swinging.
Pendulum.
Oldest, saggiest nuts, and they don't give a fuck.
Why are you like that?
I'm telling you that these dudes who have all the, they look like, what was that one comment from
stop,
Futurama?
stop.
They look like elephant skin rugs, and they have all the confidence in the world. I don't give a fuck. They're like, bro, I've
Well-
seen so much shit in my life, like it's whatever. Like it's just a body, whatever.
As Poppy points out, old men run the world, so of
Yes.
course they got the
Yeah.
confidence.
Yep, right? It's usually old white dudes too, Puppy, on top of that at
Yep.
the gym. So that's it. They're just like, bro, I'm at the glass ceiling. I am the glass ceiling, bro. I'm up here.
So funny.
It's so crazy, like how you start out so freaking unsecure, and you're on this like god level when you get
That's
older.
because when you're older, that you realize it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Especially
matter.
because your body starts changing and failing on you, and you realize your body is just a vessel that houses you. Like
So-
you are the most important part. This outside part is just a fleshy, meaty mech suit. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool though.
So like I didn't grow up like in a
You
house.
need to crop this part and put it on Instagram.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is, please, Spency, crop this for me, please. Run it. No, it's like run it. No, like I feel there has to be some kids though that don't grow up with like they are insecure, but like probably not as insecure because they have parents who are like nudists and like they show them to be comfortable being nude in front of other people or go to nude beaches or something.
But
Obviously,
those kids, when they meet other kids that aren't like that in high school, are gonna get torn a fucking apart.
oh for sure, for sure. I'm just like
Shit,
there's
junior
just
high.
different kinds of like pockets of it. Like we could talk about this forever. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's like society is going to look. If you grew up like that, let's say you had parents that took you to the Korean spa or whatever, and there's actually a really good Big Mouth episode about this. And let's say that that's how you are. You bring that shit to school society, you're gonna get torn apart. That's what kids do. That's what groups of people do. They're like, oh, you're being an outsider and you're cool with your body, you fucking weirdo. Don't you cover that shit up? Like that's the kind of shit you're gonna get from people, and that's why you can't
America.
always depend on deriving your confidence from the outside world, because the outside world sometimes just wants to shit on you. So you gotta have the self-confidence, you gotta build it up in yourself, stand there, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, damn, I'm pretty fucking hot.
Nice.
self-care, everybody, so important.
I love it. I love it. Just yeah, I have a couple of body image statistics that I wanted to go over and see what everybody thinks about it. I tried to like do my research and try to find some valid, I don't know, some peer-reviewed statistics. So for male children and teenager, this research conducted in U.S. showed that about around 25% of male children, adolescents were concerned about their muscularity and leanness. So like how with the body and steroids, like not steroids, sorry, like how buff they look, because that's what essentially shown on TV and movies. For adult men, about 22% of young men report engaging in muscle enhancing behaviors, like eating more or differently to build muscle,
Yeah, you gotta bulk
supplemental
up.
use. And for females, obviously, this is not going to be a surprise. Research showed around 50% of young 13-year-old American girls reported being unhappy with their body. And that number grew to 80% by the time girls reached 17 years.
For sure, social media, our new age of everything.
I mean,
And for adult women, nearly 1 in 2 adult women reported feeling more concerned with the way they look during the pandemic lockdown. So that number is higher for women, but that number is still in both sides.
Yeah.
And I think that's always... there's been a lot of body positivity posts out there, but I feel like they are more toward females, which it's good because there are a lot toward females, but I think it needs to be done both ways.
Yeah.
Like men needs to have some as well, because I mean, I think we are talking more about nowadays, like men, it's okay if they show emotions and all that stuff.
Yes.
yeah.
I also guess
think
I
that is
didn't-
more important thing to work on for men.
Yeah, I didn't think about the being like muscular thing because I've always just been like naturally muscular, but it's not like a thing that I work on. It's just genes, and mostly, in my hot take opinion, slavery. I mean, you're gonna breed all the biggest black folks you can find with the other biggest black folks to do field work for several generations. You just set us up to be really great at sports and run the fucking Olympics.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, still comes with all those fucking downsides. But never thought about that. I never really try to like be bigger. Like I'll literally, Marketa's saying, like I'll go to the gym and work on my arms like one day, and I'll see people the next day and be like, damn, dude, you've been working on your arms? And I'm like, bro, this was like 30 minutes worth of work. Like I'm a piece of shit.
No, I talked to a lot of men like over the years, and I'm like, why are you so afraid to show emotion? Like, or like, I talk to guys, I'm like, here, let me give you put on a facial with me. Let's do a facial. Like, no, what would my dad think of me or something? I'm like, what? I'm like, this is okay. This is just skincare or something. Like, they're like, no, like every guy's to be born like, be a man. You're a man. Men don't cry. Men don't get hurt, kind of thing. And like, I noticed it so much until this day that they're afraid to like show any sort of like feminism or like emotions.
I feel like that's probably the wrong, like, because that's what a lot of people think about it as. But like showing emotions doesn't mean like you're being feminine.
You a girl.
It means that you're being a regular person. Yeah. Like I grew up in the home of toxic masculinity in Gary during the fucking. When it was the highest, when it was the murder capital. So like everybody was like, you have to be hard. But for that, it was like a way of survival, right? Like get taught how to be hard because if you're being soft or if you're being weak, like you're gonna get fucked up. There's even that episode of The Wire where you see Wallace playing with a toy while he's in the pit, and then they're just like you can't be acting like a fucking kid, but he's like 16. My bad, he's like 14. Like, yeah, you could be playing with a fucking toy, but it's like you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to show that kind of like weakness, and like that shit permeates and it gets you stuck in a bunch of stupid fucking situations. Like even I think I was talking about this recently because this is how my brain still works. Is like there's a video with Dax and Tory Lanez where Tory Lanez shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot either before or after this video, but like Dax and him got into a fight and he's like out by himself. It's just like Dax is by himself and Tory Lanez runs up on him and he essentially punks him and he's like, yeah, apologize for that fucking song you made. And Dax is like, yeah, I apologize. And then in the interview later, Dax is like, yeah, I'm not about to sit there and like be a fucking idiot and challenge this motherfucker. Like I'm alone by myself. He's got all of his dudes with him. Like he has shot someone before and like that would have been some toxic masculinity shit. And I see that and like he had the phone on him and I'd have just been like, fuck you. Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna shoot me here in front of everybody? Yeah, you probably would have. And then you'd be a stupid boss-ass dead dude with a bunch of toxic masculinity. Also, Gary isn't that bad anymore because it's mostly urban blight and there's nothing there. But in the 90s, empty. Yes, it was the murder capital. I think it was like 23 was like the average age that you could probably live to. It was real bad.
You know,
real bad. Guns and stuff.
It gets me thinking that I probably have some masculinity in me too.
Yeah.
You just like, you're not gonna take
sometimes
that bullshit?
I just confront people, you know what I mean? Like, and like I know this is a fight I should like. In the back of my head, I'm like, yeah, this fight is stupid. I shouldn't be participating. But the front facing me is just like, what?
Oh god, I hate confrontation so much.
No,
it's not my thing.
That's just. I don't know. Confrontation just depends on what the situation is.
Yeah, you got to know the confrontation to be in and to not be in.
I think sometimes it's important though. Like you have to be able to stand your ground sometimes.
Yeah.
Like if somebody is truly offensive to you, or if like their opinions are just literally going against the core of who you are, you need to be able to like confront that shit.
Yes.
Well, Anime God, I'll take you on that proof. Might be. I didn't know. The last I heard the story was he done one that did it. But regardless, like, just still, you don't want to let your masculine. You don't want to write a check your ass can't cash because like you can get that into your head that you gotta be hard and you can't take a step back when it's like there's plenty of other options to choose. Like I do think that masculinity has its place just like femininity has its place, and I think a good person is balanced, like the Avatar.
Very true. So bringing back the conversation to the body image, just for people who are watching us, and I saw a few comments. Sounds like some of you guys relate with us. And what are the strategies or tips that you guys can give to help, like that has helped you? And it might not work for everybody. Disclaimer: we are not health advisors. This is not a therapy session. Do not take what we say as what you should do as well. But everybody works differently. So what has helped you essentially? I mean, for me, I guess just growing older, I think I've just given less shit about what people say.
Yeah.
Like going back to like the question about what people comment on. One thing I was really insecure about growing up was my lips. I don't know why. I was always.
Oh my god, I love your lips.
Thank you. But now, like again, when I was growing up, my mom was like, don't chew your bottom lip, it will get bigger. So I was like, shit.
Yeah, that's how it gets bigger.
Like it got bigger. I've been chewing it, and then like I will chew on it, and then I will like look in the mirror and I was like, shit. Like, I will talk and I will like see how I was talking. I was like, okay, I need to talk it this way. Like I need to like but now I don't care. And somebody will comment in the chat about it, and sometimes it's like, oh, that looks like some fucked up botched surgery or whatever. I was like, no, it's just I chewed apparently, and that's how it happened. But I stopped caring. And I think when I was younger, and obviously that impacted. Like if we had this reaction channel when we were younger, things would have been very different. Like somebody pointing out things that you feel insecure about, somebody pointing it out, it's like, shit, it must be right if you're saying that too. But now at a point, it's like, okay, it is in the back of my head, and my brain of me tells me don't care, like don't worry about it. But always in heart of you is like, oh my God, it's a thing. I have to worry about it. I have to like be careful. But I just have to constantly tell myself it's fine, and then I forget about it, and then I move on. So like I have to constantly tell myself it's fine. There's other things that are better about you, and then like pick the points that think are better or that you're not insecure about, and put that on pedestal. And that helps.
I would say that what helps me is having positive role models. And that's where like social media comes in a positive way, because there are several people that I follow that really helped me kind of just be okay with the way I am right now. And also like one of the insecurities that I've been struggling with lately is just like getting old and like having wrinkles and things like that. And like I follow this one Czech. She was a supermodel, and she is beautiful, and like she keeps posting like unfiltered pictures of herself, and she's like she has wrinkles on her face, and she's like, look at me, I'm still beautiful, you know what I mean? And she's just
definitely
like
helps.
It's just like seeing her being fine with the way she looks, and like she is beautiful, you know what I mean? But it's just like unless you affirm that about yourself, it's just not gonna happen, you know what I mean? You just have to believe that you're beautiful.
I think oh no, you want to go? So Lucille Bluth from
Lucille Bluth is the best.
From Arrested
I love
Development.
her.
Listen to her talk any of the shit she talks to any of her kids about their looks, and just being like, oh my God.
I love her.
Like
so
I
much
have
so.
people in my family that'll say some shit like you're gonna always smile like that. You get those smile lines. Like I want people to know that I smile a bunch.
Yes.
Oh my God, fuck yeah!
it.
I had a life full of smiling. Look at my face.
I love
That's a
it,
good
Archer.
thing.
Shimali.
Like giving the kid, it's like not feeding the baby. It's like she's gonna get fat. It's like it's a
Yeah, don't feed the baby. The baby's supposed to get fat. But so for me, we have an OnlyFans where we post stuff, and it's not very sexual. It's just like like low key modeling stuff, and I got to try that, and that's given me some positive boosts. Obviously, not for everybody, but just talking with people, it's hard to because I'm married. Like if Marketa's like, oh yeah, I think you look great. I mean, she's in love with me. Like, she's always gonna tell me I look great. I can't trust that. So I think just trying to feel like I work on myself. So like I'll do my bike riding or go to the gym occasionally. Just feeling like I'm upkeeping stuff. And also, shout outs to my favorite Reddit, one of my favorite Reddits. It's called Normal Nudes.
Normal nude.
Where people are like, I weigh this amount of pounds, I'm this age, and this is what I look like naked. And whenever I'm like, man, I look like a piece of shit, or like, oh my God, this is weird about me. You just go to Normal Nudes, you find your body weight and everything else, and you're like, damn.
That's funny.
I like that a lot. Normal nude.
Normal Nudes on Reddit. Yeah, go there. You will find someone in fact, it's almost back to what Marketa was saying about those one assholes. We're like, oh, your fat's proportioned in a different area. Like, there are people who weigh the same amount as me who are like way taller than me, so they look super skinny. There are people who weigh the same amount as me that are shorter, so they look bigger. There's people who weigh the same amount as me who are shorter but all muscle. It's crazy, and it's just like, yeah, that's right. Like that shit. Like you start to like really kind of get locked in your head that it's like, yeah, it's no fucking big deal.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good subreddit.
I'm gonna check that out. For me, like basically what everybody said here, like growing older, just, like following good social media people and like looking up to people and everything like that. Definitely, those are two things. But also surrounding yourself with the right people. I have cut out so many people out of my life that did not make me feel good or would have some kind of opinions or like would judge other people and just like bad energy in general. And I feel like I pick up on people's energy a lot. I know you guys don't, but I pick up on energy a lot. So like I surround myself with good people, and that's why I look up to like the normies too. Like what you're doing with the body quilt, you with your posting your posts the other day, Marketa with your like photos that you always post on like on your Instagram and on OnlyFans, showing you like how positive you are about your body. It's freaking great that I have this kind of people around me in my life. Not only that, I also like, I mean, shout outs to like everybody in Normies, like Corey, Surge, Bree, everybody's just so body positive about themselves, and I love that in our group. But another thing is like self-care, literally. Like
Yes.
spending time with myself and loving myself has made me feel so much more empowered over the years. Being able to take trips by myself, doing my own like skincare, going to a movie by myself, dinner, the park, a walk, whatever it is, just being on my own and holding myself up with confidence and like being like, damn, I am a queen on this earth kind of thing, just really made me feel confident. Like I can run this stuff. Like I am good on my own and I don't need anybody, and I also need people. I'm just saying, like, I can do it on my own, but I also need my people too. It's just a good balance.
Yeah, and I think that goes a lot. And like what you guys both said, like surrounding yourself with good people who complimenting you. Like it helps a lot when somebody tells you like, oh, you look great. Because I remember even to this day, and going back to what Rana said, like wearing shorts and crop tops was such a big deal.
Took me forever.
In a college was the first time I was away from my parents and I was wearing shorts and I did not feel good.
Me neither.
My best friend was like, no, you look amazing. And that to this day still stuck with me. And that was like, okay, it gave me a confidence. I was like, oh, I can wear shorts. And it was just small things like that. You don't realize it, but like just giving somebody a positive affirmation to your friends, it goes a long way. Like you may not think, like if I said something, like I might not think twice about it, but it does stuck with somebody.
Yeah.
Same with negative feedback. So you might as well give a positive feedback because it does help. Like just smiling at someone, like it's a great thing. And then I saw somebody commenting like women don't take compliments anymore. We do. It just depends on a compliment.
Also,
And when and where.
this person didn't say women; they said female. Please stop
Female.
using that word.
Females.
Yeah. We do take compliments. It just really depends on what compliment is. Like if somebody tells me like, oh, I have pretty eyes, great, thank you. Like if somebody like just comments on like, oh, I have sexy lips, it's like, no, don't tell me that. That is creepy. There's a line.
There's a thin line.
There's a thin line. It's
Yeah.
like, oh,
Hey girl, you got them real nice calves.
Yeah. I was like, what do you mean? So there is a way of compliment. Like you can't just say like we don't take compliments. It just really depends on compliment. If it's a creepy compliment, I'm just gonna walk away.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Say anything.
absolutely.
Like you can tell when a compliment is genuine and when it's creepy and I get like
Yeah.
want more. It's
Yeah.
like so obvious.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're like we compliment you. No,
Yeah.
that's not a compliment.
Since we are circling back to that, I want to circle back to also another thing and share a comment from Video Games Are Magic from like earlier in the, very, very much earlier in the chat. He says that what I've learned recently is that it is in your right to communicate that boundary to your family. So when we talked about families sharing that toxic compliment type of thing.
Yeah.
Friends or whoever, hey, I don't feel comfortable when you talk about my appearance when we see each other. Is it okay if you could not mention it? And that's it. Either they will accept it or not, and that is their problem.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that my parents will absolutely not accept it. They don't accept my dietary
might double
preferences. They will probably double down. Literally every time. My parents know that I don't like pork. I don't eat pork. Every time I come, that's all they have in the fridge. Every fucking time.
The first time we went, Marketa like sat down and I just watched her eat pork and I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, they're not gonna make anything else. And I'm not gonna eat today unless I eat this. And it's like, what?
My parents torture me.
That shit's hardcore.
Oh
That's
my god, your
hilarious.
parents are such a G.
That's so funny.
My parents are literally straight up like the parents from Black Widow.
Oh my god, you just had me dying
But
there.
it's I guess it must be like generational thing or something. But you're right. Like my parents don't really. I don't know. My dad usually make comments whenever I see him like every other week, and he would be like, "Oh, you're not eating." It's like that. I'm literally the same.
So I'm eating every day,
I have not
3 times a
changed
day.
for years. I am like, yeah, Rana can like tell like, yeah, I eat breakfast, like lunch, like I
But
have
your
3
mom's also
meals.
pretty slim too, though.
Literally.
But it's just one of those things. Like if I tell them like, oh, Dad, don't say anything on it. Like he will just be like, what? What do you mean? Like
It's my job.
like,
This is what I'm supposed to do.
What do I say? And then you can like, and then he will forget it. The
Serge
next time
doesn't
you say
think
it.
I eat. I swear to God. Every time we go out to lunch, he's like, Rana, I feel like you're not eating. I'm like, I'm eating. I'm like, thank you for the concern.
Like I've gained 20 pounds after I moved to the United States. And like I will never hear the end of it. Every time I come home, they're like, "Oh, are you eating good?" I'm like,
You know,
"Yeah."
It's America, bitch. Of course we are eating good.
Well, the food is just fat as fuck over here.
It is.
there was
Love it.
actually a point, like when I was living overseas, because I was getting like so many comments like how skinny I was. I remember I would eat like breakfast and I would eat another sandwich. I would eat fucking lunch, and I would have like so many sandwiches in between just to gain weight, and I couldn't gain weight. Yeah. Like sometimes like
Spidey, I'm down.
That's funny. Question: have you guys? I know Marketa, you slightly touched on it. I think we might be over time, so I don't know how detailed we can go into that. You thought about when you were a kid, like getting a rhinoplasty, like getting like your nose job.
Yeah.
Have anybody else have thought about doing plastic? And I think one thing I'll say, like I have thought about it, and then because growing up I was very insecure how small my boobs were, and now I don't care because apparently I'm hearing complaints about how awful it is to have big boobs.
It
like
is.
your back
I
hurt,
know, I want big boobs so bad.
So it's like, okay, but it's just one of the things that I wanted to just point out, like if getting a surgery or something like that gives you the confidence, that's up to your decision. Like don't let like media or anybody else around you force you into it, because there might be a point that you may get a surgery and you still feel the same. Then it's not the body part. It's just really you need to work on yourself. Like it's just really your self-care. Like Rana said, like just be okay with yourself. And then if enhancing something, it's gonna give you confidence, go for it. Again, we're not health advisors, disclaimer. But it's really how you see yourself. Don't look
do
at
it for
yourself from
others.
everybody else.
Yes.
Yeah, don't look
Yes.
from yourself from somebody else's eyes. Just be confident in yourself. Be happy with who you are. And if somebody says otherwise, cut them out.
Yeah. I mean, I actually never thought about plastic surgery. I mean, I always wanted bigger boobs when I see people with like their cleavage and stuff. I'm like, oh, I wish I had big boobs. But like, I don't know. Like, I never thought about it again because I grew up in an Arab Muslim household. That shit is so taboo and forbidden. Like,
To have big boobs?
Yeah, and to have surgery. Surgery in general. Like,
Alter your body.
Like, alter your body anyway, because like in Islamic religion, like, you know, God gave you your perfect body kind of thing. Like, you can't, if you change it, like, and I heard this too, like, if you try to change your body in surgery, you're not going to go to heaven. So like, that was stuck in me the whole time. Like, I was like, damn, even Botox and like lip injections and stuff, like, you can't do that. So like, that just stuck with me forever. And I was like, never actually thought about it because I was gonna go to hell. And like even Islamic religion, like dyeing your hair, doing your eyebrows, wearing perfume, that's all like forbidden. And I'm like,
and now you want us to get Botox?
I know. Now I'm like,
Botox gang.
Botox?
I'm gonna get out of that.
Like,
No, thank you.
But like it's just like again, growing up overseas and like for my high school years and growing up Muslim my whole life, it really did affect like my body image thoughts.
Well, I never thought about getting plastic surgery just because I don't know. I feel like all the black celebrities I know that get plastic surgery usually fuck themselves up like drastically. Michael Jackson's nose, also Lil Kim's nose too. Like I don't know. Every time I see them, I'm just like, that ain't it. So also, there's never a point in my life where I'm like, I'm gonna spend $10,000 to look slightly different.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
When you see that number, I was like, nope, I'll just take a vacation.
That is literally what convinced me. I was like,
$10,000 vacation, bring me.
I just want to say to llama muffins, sorry, Piazzo, there is actually surgery in male enhancements. They do pecs, right? There's pec surgery.
Oh yeah.
To make it look like you have pecs. There's penis surgery.
There's a surgery for everything.
Men get butt implants.
Yeah, but
men get like even like some like abs, muscles put in them.
I think
like there's surgery for men too. Look it up. But don't do it.
I don't want to endorse any like body alteration because I don't know if it's really healthy. Like if women get like implants and like they get pregnant, like there's like so many like health concerns with that.
Well, there's an FDA concern with
and I'm just, if you truly feel like you want to do this for yourself and it will help you, or like it's actually going to be like health beneficial to you, that includes mental health, then yes, do it. But like don't think about it deeply and make sure that this decision that you're doing it for yourself and then you're not doing it for other people.
No, for sure. I know there's a lot of people out there who have surgery in one way or another to just make themselves more confident in society, not because of like the things they've seen online or whatever, just because it's just something they struggle with and they just want to make themselves feel better in the long run kind of thing. And that's okay. You know, that's okay. There can be good and bad to this stuff. Like another good thing to surgery is like rhinoplasty. Some people can't breathe from it, so they get their nose fixed.
Oh yeah, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's a different
entirely.
thing. But in general, like just to make yourself feel better and not to make other people feel better, go for it. That's your body. This is your life.
Yeah, and I guess there's probably some people who can't naturally make muscles in their body or something. But for like, I don't know, I guess if I wanted a six pack, I just get it the hard way. your life sucks.
I remember.
But I guess if you can't, then
Yeah. One of my classmates from primary school had he didn't have enough growth hormones or something, and he was so tiny. We were all growing, and he just stayed in his first grade size, and he had to take so many hormonal pills.
did he get huge?
He got tall.
Yeah.
It helped grow his bones.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, those more for health reasons. But hey, if you guys pretty can do Botox in case, just FYI.
Man, I thought she was a dentist. I've been letting her
I know,
put her fucking
apparently-
hands in my
Bro,
mouth
she
this whole
used it to me
entire
Apparently
time.
dentists can do Botox.
They're like $10 a unit. If she can give it to me for 5, half off, I'll go to her.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
What?
Thundercat cybernetic
get
enhancement.
cheap stuff. It will
No, it's not
affect you.
cheap. She's giving me a discount because I'm her friend and family.
Yeah, no, that's I mean for sure. And I think going back to it, it's just what it comes down to. If you don't feel happy about yourself, nobody else can make you happy.
Yeah.
You really just need to spend time for feel, I don't know, work out. I know for me, I do work out. I know I have a certain kind of metabolism, but it helps me to stay healthy and feel good about myself if I just take a walk. This week has been raining and I wasn't able to do a proper walk, and I felt like shit. Just felt horrible. And also just sometimes waking up in the morning and taking shower and putting on a good clothes and putting makeup on, it changes so much. Just having a routine helps so much, and the pandemic has kind of ruined that. So I had to come up with a new routine that worked. But having a routine, just taking shower, spending time on yourself. There was one time I was watching Wife Swap. I know, I love Wife Swap.
You watch too much reality TV.
Old Wife Swap. And there was one time this female made a comment, it's nobody's ugly. It's just a matter of spending time on yourself.
Yeah.
To make you feel
At least feel feel better.
You feel better. And makeup, I mean, hey, makeup is great. You don't have to have a full-on face, but just small thing, it does help. It just makes me oh, now I'm up and I can do things.
It's also a form of art, the way you express yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Face art, I don't like it.
It just shows your personality. It shows who you are, and colorful, not colorful, whatever.
I want to give shout out to Lord Chaos RSA, who literally subscribed yesterday during our Lego stream for 3 months in advance. And just sent us some cheers in the chat and says, thanks Normies for being the people whose videos and content always makes my day so much better. Navi, Chris, Marketa, Rana.
Thanks, Lord
Lord
Chaos.
Chaos!
And I'm considering getting a robot arm.
Are
so
you?
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Full
sweet.
Metal
Like
Alchemist?
Akira?
Like Edward
No,
Elric?
not like Akira, but yes, like Edward probably. Maybe like that.
What about leg as well?
No, I just want the arm.
Just arm. That'd be cool. Oh, for sure. And extended to get the remote control. You don't have to do shit. Yeah.
It's gonna make me fatter and lazier.
Victor
So is there
Chaos.
anything else, Navi, or are we
I think this is about
I
it.
feel
This
like
was
we had a great conversation, and we had almost 120 people on at one point. Right
Gang,
now we have
gang, gang,
111.
gang.
Hey, I love it. I'm super happy that you guys joined. Especially with this crew, anybody from Normies were been great, but it's always good to hear others who grown up differently. Chris, you grew up here. Rana, you grew up Jordan here. Kelly,
Mix,
everywhere.
it was freaking everywhere.
Marketa's moved around. Czech, Turkey. Everything. Every country brings something different. People you meet bring something different, and it's just great to hear that. And yeah, guys, I'm so happy for everybody else to join us. I hope you were able to relate. And yeah.
I hope you guys were able to relate. I hope you guys learned something from us today or got something from us. Just remember, you are beautiful the way you are. Kill it, embrace it, empower yourself. You are amazing. And now it's time for a raid.
Well, yeah. But we gotta play the outro song first.
Yeah, outro song and raid. Stay in for the raid.
Join us
for the
every
raid.
Friday.
Have a great weekend, and make sure in the raid to say the Normie sent their regards.
Oh my God, I'm so happy.
Get ready,
Oh, Spidey
cause
Street.
it's about time for you to speak your mind. Super secret girls club.
You guys really like this song?
Secret
Thanks. It's no
girls
PC
club.
lover, but it's pretty good.
Super secret girls club.